Hello YouTube, this is Gudi and welcome to the first episode in my new series, the Q&A summary, where I'm going to be going over all of the questions and answers in the weekly livestream Q&A that the Oldschool team do, and presenting them in hopefully a much more concise, shorter video. I'm really looking for feedback on this series right now. The whole format of it is definitely up in the air. For this first episode, what I'm going to be trying is splitting it up into several sections of PvP, PvM, skilling, minigames and miscellaneous, and running through all the questions in that order. A quick heads up that some of these sections are very short compared to others. PvM has 2 questions, whereas miscellaneous has I think about 15. So there are some definite flaws in this plan so far, but as I said, I'm really looking for feedback on this series. So make sure you leave any comments in the comment section below that could help out with making this series a little bit better. If you would like to see this series continue, please make sure to leave a like to let me know. But let's not waste any more time, let's get straight into it with PvP. Please fix the stacking issue when trying to attack somebody. In response to this, ModAsh explained that this would require an engine update, and they will discuss it with the engine team. Could PvP armors be polled? ModReach mentioned that they were polled and they didn't pass, but after discussions that he had with Chris Archie and Boaty, he will be looking back into reworking the idea. A player asked, can you make the PvP dungeon harder to escape? ModAsh suggested the possibility of making it multi-combat, and ModMatK said that yes, they will be looking at the PvP dungeon. That's all for the PvP section, onto PvM. Can the giant mole get a new drop table? The JMods mentioned that that is something likely to come soon, and potentially the Cowfight Queen will be getting a new drop table as well. A user asked, will Corporal Beast be released? And ModReach says that he is definitely gunning for Corporal Beast at the minute. He says that he wants it to be identical to the other Corporal Beast, and if shields were to be released, they would be nerfed to make them balanced. He also added that now that the Oldschool team has an artist, Corp is a definite possibility. And that is all for PvM as well, short section there, and now onto skilling. Is there any chance of Turmoil or Dungeoneering coming back to Oldschool? The team responded by saying that it's possible, but it's also a heavily debated topic whether or not new prayers are necessary. Someone asked, will there be any use for bird eggs? And ModAsh immediately responded with God omelets, I'm assuming a joke, and ModMatK followed up by requesting suggestions. What will the new player design contest topic be? A new skill? And ModMatK responded by saying yes, it will be a new skill and it will be out very soon. A user asked, will Range get an amulet that does the same as the occult necklace does for magic? The team responded by saying that Range already deals a lot of damage, especially in PvP with Void, and if combined with PvP, such a necklace would deal ridiculous amounts of damage. It may be possible to offer a necklace that doesn't work in PvP, similar to the Trident. One player asked, how did John C get 46,000 experience an hour with 99 mining at the Motherlode mine? He responded by saying, with the Dragon Pickaxe, without the mining suit, using the Dragon Pickaxe special attack over the course of a 20-minute test. One user asked about Kingly Imps, and ModJohnC responded by saying that a Crown and Scepter is something that may be included in the next Clue Scroll update that would be polled in the near future. That's all for skilling, now onto minigames. One user asked, will there be more Castle Wars rewards, such as Mage and Range armor in different colours? The team responded by saying that it's a possibility, and Halos are also an option as well. Will Clan Wars be polled soon? The JMods responded by saying that Clan Wars will be in the next poll alongside Clue Scrolls. That was another short section, so straight onto miscellaneous. Would you be willing to design a couple of trading fixes suggested by players and put them into a beta? ModReach explains that a beta isn't likely, but the trading solutions are mostly coming from player suggestions. And I believe that there has been a trading solution poll just go up in the past couple of days as of recording this. One user asked if there was any update for engine support for world spawn rate changes, and ModAsh responded by saying he expects it to be a reasonably fast update for the engine team to complete, and it is on their list. Is it possible for Goblin raids to return? ModMatK responded and made it very clear that if the demand is there, it's a definite possibility, as it was a community event, not a game update, so it wouldn't even necessarily require a poll. A great question here, a user asked how many bots get banned per day on Oldschool. ModMatK mentioned that roughly 1,000 bots are banned per day, and ModReach added to that by saying that up to 4,000 bots have been banned in a single day in recent times. He also said that at least 1,000 bots a day get banned. One player asked, if the keyring isn't in 07, could it be? And ModAsh responded by saying, the keyring is in 07, but if it wasn't, it definitely could be. How close are we to getting a JAG system for Oldschool? ModMatK explained that this is another thing on the list to discuss with the engine team in a meeting the day after the livestream took place. How close are we to getting free to play? ModMatK replied saying that the team are working on dealing with the bot issue, and once it's been dealt with, free to play can be discussed further. He also said that they are heading there very quickly. Is there any possibility of right click teleport options on jewellery, or the introduction of a magic watering can. Modash mentioned that right-click teleports are a possibility, as is the magic watering can, but with the magic watering can the main concern is how the players would want to obtain it. One player asked, will you remake the old 2006 game frame? The answer was that this would require some engine commands to be added, but it is definitely something that Modash seems interested in doing. One user requested new quests, and the response he got was that quests came quite low down on the player priority survey, and while they do still want to get some quests out, it will be quite a way in the future before the next quest is released. One player requested old models, and ModReach responded by saying that a lot of the old models don't function terribly well, so they won't replace the current models with them. However, it may be possible to create sort of an old model museum where players could go and see the old models without necessarily having to replace all of them in the game. Can we get a resizable screen option? The team responded by saying that the engine team have said they are working on it, and ModReach says that he would like to see it happen quite soon. One thing to note is that it was mentioned in a previous Q&A stream that the resizable option would not give any advantage. What you would see is exactly the same as what you would see in non-resizable, but it would simply be a different size. It would not work the same as the old resizable option in the previous version of RuneScape. How long does it take to write a poll? Mod John C's answer was 30 hours, Mod Reach's answer was 4 to 5 hours, and Mod Matt K was 7 to 8 hours. So either Mod John C was working really hard on all the polls, or maybe he's a bit off on that one. Will the discs of returning or half wines be reintroduced? The answer to this was that they will be reintroduced at some point in the summer, probably on the RS2 birthday, or a summer solstice event that Mod Matt K is potentially thinking about doing. One user asked, did you know that the EOC was an inside job? And there wasn't much of a response to this, but Mod Matt K did look quite shocked and sort of struck by disbelief. Very few words left his mouth. I think that says it all, really. What about double experience weekends? One user inquired, and the simple answer was, we probably won't ever do double XP weekends. Can you include features from the Orion client? Some features could be added, however, there are some limits on what the Oldschool team are able to do. One user asked, what about rest? Resting is possible. If the players want it, the team can do it. A great question, how long will bank tabs take? And Modash responded, give us another couple of weeks, it's coming along well. And finally, can the game filter be added? Modash responded by saying that Oldschool now has the engine support necessary for the game filter, and he would like to poll it as soon as possible. And that is it for all of the questions that were asked in the Q&A livestream. I would like to know that I did leave a couple out, ones that didn't get very clear answers or really didn't get any answer at all. One thing that I would say is if you've watched this far in the video, and if you have the time, go and watch the full Q&A live streams when they're out, because they are, I'll be honest, they're entertaining as hell. They're very long is the reason that I feel this series is potentially worthwhile, but there's a lot of banter in them. If you've got an hour to waste and maybe you can have it on in the background, you will get a lot more information from those videos than you will from these, because there's a lot of excess information that is let out during the live streams that isn't really relevant to the question, but it's still very nice to know. But if you guys enjoyed this video and you would like to see more of these, make sure to leave a like and leave me any feedback in the comments below. This is the first time I've done this, so I do expect some negative feedback in some aspects. But I hope overall you guys are looking forward to this series and any more that I'm going to be doing in the future. I do have plans to be making more RS videos very soon, so hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching.